Today is Wednesday, January the 14th, 2026. My name is Tom, and this is your Ready Core Daily Brief. On today's show, preparedness isn't a pile of projects, or at least it shouldn't be. It's a sequence, each step building on the next. We'll get to that in just a minute, but first let's get you up to speed with the latest information from your RISAT team and the Daily Sit Rep.
This is your AmCon Daily Sit Rep for January the 14th, 2026. Up first today. With civil unrest becoming an increasingly common threat across urban centers in the nation, it is crucial to understand how to stay safe. Protests can quickly escalate into violent confrontations, and bystanders caught in the chaos must prioritize survival. Experts caution against filming the unrest, displaying group affiliations, engaging in violence, flaunting wealth, or entering high-risk zones without an exit plan. Anonymity and preparation are key, including having multiple escape routes and avoiding misinformation. For those expecting prolonged instability, stockpiling essentials and securing off-grid shelter are advisable. In related news, there is a specific warning for potential violent protests in the south side of downtown Minneapolis, expected to last several days. Residents are urged to stay aware of their surroundings and avoid the area if possible. Situational awareness remains critical nationwide, and members should report any suspicious activity safely to authorities and the RISAT team. Turning to infrastructure, the U.S. power grid is increasingly vulnerable, posing a silent threat to national survival. Aging components and lack of redundancy make the grid susceptible to physical attacks, cyber warfare, electromagnetic pulses, and geomagnetic storms. Past attacks and natural events highlight the catastrophic impact a prolonged blackout could have, including widespread loss of life. Experts recommend decentralizing power sources with microgrids, deploying small modular reactors, EMP hardening of infrastructure, and increased public advocacy for grid security to address these risks. Now, on a more community-focused note, reconnecting with your neighbors in 2026 is more important than ever. Strong neighborhood ties not only enhance safety and mental health, but prove invaluable in emergencies. Simple steps like greeting neighbors, learning names, and sincere compliments can foster goodwill quickly. For deeper connections, hosting porch gatherings, forming walking groups, or starting community projects can turn a street of strangers into a supportive neighborhood community. Looking at today's weather, cold Arctic air is arriving over the eastern U.S., with wintry weather spreading from the Midwest into the Northeast. A system later this week is expected to produce snow along the northern tier of the country. Meanwhile, above-average temperatures prevail across the plains and west coast. Lake-effect snow will continue near the Great Lakes, and mountain snow is forecast for the southern Appalachians. Travelers should be prepared for winter weather conditions, especially in the northern and eastern states. Finally, for members interested in upcoming events, the Ready Core NW Florida Winter Camp is scheduled from January 15th to 18th at Sand Pond Campground in Ebro, FL. Additionally, the third annual Illinois Winter Camping event will take place January 16th to 18th at Starved Rock State Park Campground in Oglesby, IL. Members in Oklahoma can attend the January meeting on January 22nd in Norman, OK, and the Southeast Regional Winter Field Day exercise is planned for January 24th and 25th in Tupelo, MS. More details are available on the American Contingency Members Only site. Members can access the American Contingency Members Only site to get the full report and more in-depth analysis of today's stories, along with practical preparedness tips, training opportunities, and resources to help you, your family, and your neighborhood stay crisis ready.
When Ryan and Emma first started preparing, they built kits before they had a plan. We had gears for every scenario, Emma laughed, but no idea what came first when something actually happened. All that changed when their mentor taught them to think in layers. Start with what keeps you alive, then what keeps you connected, then what keeps you comfortable. The moment they applied that order, preparedness finally made sense. Preparedness is like building a house. You don't start with the roof, you start with the foundation. It's boring, but that's what you have to do. That foundation is made of the essentials: food, water, health, safety. Once those are solid, you can move outward: communications, mobility, financial security. The sequence matters because every layer depends on the last. If you skip ahead, you end up with fragile plans and misplaced effort. Here's a simple way to think about the Order of Readiness. First is essentials. Protect life and health. That's food, water, shelter, medical, first aid. Number 2, become resilient. Strengthen systems and routines. That's power, communication, security, family coordination. And third, seek sustainability. Expand to support others. That's community, skills, long-term stability. This isn't theory. I mean, it's a framework that keeps you focused and calm. When you know what comes first, preparedness stops being overwhelming and starts being achievable. Sequence creates momentum. So tonight, take your prioritized list from yesterday and mark where each item fits. Is it essential, resilient, sustainable? Focus on finishing one essential layer before moving up. All right. Tomorrow we'll talk about what happens when priorities collide, how to make confident decisions when everything feels urgent. When everything feels urgent, nothing's urgent, right? Okay, we'll get to that tomorrow. Thanks as always for listening to the Ready Core Daily Brief. If you're already a member, be sure and check out those resources on the platform or on your phone app. And if you're not a member yet, you can join over at AmericanContingency.com. I'm Tom Rigsby. Stay alert, stay ready, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.